My head is cut the fuck off. Okay, guys, I keep. There we go. Get this ready. All right. Since the tube wants to play games, I did research last night. It is, in fact, YouTube that is having issues on their processing end. So the reason because I've been uploading videos and I would upload one and then maybe 30 minutes later try a different one and it would upload with sound and the others wouldn't. That's 3 videos thus far that I have done without sound. Okay. Um, with no restrictions, like no strikes, no community guideline violations, nothing. And so after troubleshooting, they were like, it's on YouTube's end. I was like, great. So there's something going on. And of course, it was within like the last 2 days that it was happening. So it makes sense. This isn't something that was like spread out. You know what I mean? Like over time, like it just keeps happening. So it's within the last 2 days. We'll see because they're really good readings, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to upload them at a later point. Because it really makes me mad when I'm like, "Oh, that was good. That was a good message. Like it flowed really great. It had a," and then it doesn't. It doesn't. So anyway, um, so I'm gonna do it live. I'm gonna go live because this is the only way I can guarantee that there will be sound. Anyway, so today's a coffee and tarot. We're giving over to spirit. We're letting spirit take the lead and go with it as they see fit. That means that we don't come in with any intentions, parameters, time frames, uh, uh, limitations, boxes for them to kind of like work within. So they go whatever direction and we just follow, right? I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to try to clarify, but that doesn't mean that they're going to answer because when they're in total control, like I always call it like a sometimes it's a come to Jesus talk, like that's a metaphoric way of explaining it. Anywho's, from where I'm from, so we're not really talking to Jesus. Um, just like they've got an agenda, and it may not align with yours. Is all I'm trying to say. So, we're gonna sit down and see what they've got to say, and if you're gonna stick around, amazing. Let me just remind you though, you are a sovereign being of your life. You get to determine if, how, when, where, why. Any of these messages might apply. I've got to get this. Okay, I don't know about you all. Hold on, let me finish my spiel first. You're a sovereign being of your life. You can determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply. My recommendation is to never Cinderella it to make it fit. Okay? Okay. So, I don't know about you all, but sometimes I like my long hair, but then sometimes it touches me and it makes me mad. So, like, if you see me messing, like, I don't know what it is about right now. Like, don't touch my back. Don't touch my back. I don't know. Like, if my children were here to mess with me, I'd be like, get off of me. I already know it. So, okay. I did on one of the videos yesterday wish everybody a happy Juneteenth. So now that's going to be, if I do get to upload it, that's going to be not on Juneteenth. I should have just done a community post. Also, happy Pride Month. And one of the readings was really good because it had, so like it was very specific. A really good portion of it was, um, anyways, for the Jabitiqua. So I was really mad. So at first I thought that was the reason why the sound wasn't on, and I'm like, I know that, but no, there was too many videos with like, different subjects, no restrictions, no nothing, and so like there was what's going on, and it's servers on their end. I was like, that is some bull honky. I'm just saying. And I don't even know why. I'm going walking later. Messy hair, don't care. I didn't I've never paid attention to what this shirt says. Okay. Don't touch me. All right, where are we starting, Spirit? They're definitive. We are starting with new era elements. Y'all, I am so done. Am I bad or mean? Because I'm like over the the getting with the right person love readings. On the friggin' split, we have the Two of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Hey! I'm not the only one. And that's the other thing. The other reads that wouldn't upload, two of them didn't have anything to do with love. And I was like, yeah, we're turning the corner. Yeah, I was so happy. So happy. I just don't understand the incessant, and I've increased the amount of readings I've been doing. I'm also going to, look, there's a lot of announcements. I'm going to go through the readings that I have from last year. I have about 40 something that I never uploaded. And you're gonna be like, why would you do that? There would be times where like I would do a reading and then because last year we were having lots of trouble. And I want to point this out. Last year I had a ton of problems with the sound. What's 40? Are you 40? Is it your birthday? Anyways, last year we had a crap ton where I kept uploading them and the sound was like distant, off in the distance. And I've been telling you all, this summer is the summer where it's like a do-over. What didn't get done last summer is happening this summer. Okay. And so I don't care if it's love, a location changes, job changes, things like that. Like the stragglers, because shit happened and things didn't go quite right. Oh, how quickly I forgot. Yeah. Yeah, I actually probably have more, but some of them actually were so messed up that I put them in their own category and left them in a folder. I need to delete them. I go in there and I'm like, I could free up a lot of space if I deleted these. And Spirit's like, create a playlist, upload them all because it was love. It was a lot of love. It was a lot of travel stuff last year, like going to different places and portals. There was a lot of stuff that they're like, just create it, upload them, and that way those in the group of whatever you didn't do last summer is happening this summer, it'll benefit them. So I was like, okay, and I'm not gonna upload all of them. I'm gonna go through and be like, because I remember repeating a couple messages last year, and I'm like, I'm gonna find out which ones are like the ones that really stand out, and just so there'll probably be about 20. I have 4 still yet to upload that I've been doing all week because I didn't have my youngest, so I was like pumping them out. And then of course I try to upload it, and that's what I'm saying. This year's it's weird. It is a repeat of last year, only different. Like I feel like we're gonna find the solution or the fix to ensuring things go correct this summer versus go awry, if that makes sense. So how quickly I forgot. I was like, oh, what's 40 after just saying it because I'm done. Anyway, all right, now let's get into this. Again, happy Pride Month. I haven't done a live. Failure. This is the Seven of Pentacles. It's literally what I just said. The stragglers where something should have happened last year and didn't. So whatever interfered or whatever happened, you kind of like get it done this summer, this year. And so that's a Seven of Pentacles is when you plant seeds and something should bloom. but you don't know when it's going to break ground, right? It gestates underneath, creates its roots. And the thing is, you don't know which seeds are going to break ground and which ones are not. You don't know what's a good seed, what isn't. You're waiting to see because there's nothing you can do while it's gestating or germinating. You know what I'm saying? So you really just like you cultivated it, you prepared the energy for it, the land, planted the seeds, and now it's a matter of like you can water them a bit, but there's not much else you can do. You can't tend to something that hasn't come through yet. And so you're waiting. And it comes across as like failure because you feel like why hasn't it come through? Why hasn't something occurred? I shouldn't, I'm looking at the seed packet. Why isn't it breaking ground yet? Shouldn't it? Did I do something wrong? Like it's that sense of feeling like you failed because something hasn't come through yet. But it's not because the 7 of Pentacles guarantees that something does. Temperance. This is like the not doing too much, but making sure that you do just enough. Because I'm looking at the water. It's like again, that's the I can water the seeds, but also I can't drown them because then they get waterlogged and they won't come through. So like I have to like just the right amount of tension, but also so it's the idea of like maintaining the energy of wanting something without becoming obsessed, over attached, anxious about it. You got to do just enough. And that's a balancing act to be able to maintain a desire for something that hasn't come through yet. It's taking longer than even other people think it should because you plant seeds and it's kind of like a known, like, oh, in about 4 to 6 weeks, you'll see something and then it doesn't. And suddenly at like week 9, it comes through and you're like, this is, you know what I mean? Like, so there's this idea that even other people would, the general public, anybody would think, okay, this probably should have come through by now. 10 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. There's that Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. Uh-huh. It's kind of giving like it pays off though. It pays off because the trade, like what you receive as a result, um, the word I want to say is immense. Like the trade-off is well worth it. Uh, so we're looking at schools and things like that for my son, right? He's not going to college just yet, but we have to start now. And we're looking at, like their acceptance rates and different things. We're looking at like his major and kind of like what within that major he can do. And so one of the numbers that we looked at was ROI, like return on investment. And the path that he's going down has the highest return on investment in any other career field. And this just naturally suits him. Um, so it's kind of like, there's cybersecurity and people like that's really stable and secure. There's computer sciences, nothing tops engineering, right? And has a very specific route he wants to go within engineering. But the ROI is like well over 300%. So whatever you invest, you get back threefold. You know what I'm saying? Um, so the payoff is great. That's what it feels like to hear. The payoff is great. And I know sometimes they say, oh, the longer you wait, the bigger and I'm kind of like, it's not quite that. Um, I do feel like this is something where, uh, look, I'm going to give you the weird sayings. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Like, sure, you could have had it a week ago when it first turned black. But it's almost like it was just over the edge, and so there's something about waiting for it to ripe just a little bit longer that makes it sweeter. And sometimes that's because other factors can be addressed, and improved upon, so that when it happens, it's like the ease with both how it happens and how you receive it makes it that much sweeter, right? Like, so 10 of cups is the not just the pleasure of getting what it is that you want, but this is like, this extends beyond you. So this is kind of like this, there's this reciprocity, there's this flow, there's this benefit to more than just yourself with this. All right, those three go together. So yes, it took some time. Yes, you had to maintain your energies and wits about you, because I feel like it would be easy to crash out on something like this. Um, Somebody might say a lot, because I can do that, but I haven't in such a long time that I'm like. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is it showing up in your reality, right? It's the seed that blossoms, that grows, that breaks ground, has the potential to go to the 10 of Pentacles. Again, we already have the 10 of Cups, Ace of Cups. I'm going through some things. I am hearing sustenance. Sometimes in the 7 of Pentacles, you'll see something planted in like a desert, right? Um, and it's like some type of flower that doesn't normally bloom there will. And it's a rarity, right? It's like the one-off time. The conditions were stacked against the flower from coming through, right? Um, and sometimes that's the delay, is that the conditions, the context, um, the environment wasn't, you know what I mean? There's something, this does indicate environment. It's being in love with the world around you, with the people, the environment, the location, the community, and them loving you back. So there's something about the environment for this to come through is even better. That's why it's the it's going to be sweeter, because of the, like, they're giving me stuff in my mind and I can't even get a thought out. And I'm trying to contemplate. I'm a little getting irritated, because I'm like, I don't think you're adding to the value of the message. Please let me. Like, you're not saying anything different. They're just like rapid, and I'm like, okay, um, let's slow that down. Not a lot, but a little. Ace of Cups. We keep talking about needing to make sure that we have something to water it. Watering this seed, there's something that will help, like, that will nourish it. Like, I just keep being, the environment is right, right? You know, not too much water, not too little water, but also somebody's cup may have been, had a hole in it, leaking, right? Because they're showing me like, I think it's Chinese tradition. I don't, Chinese, Japanese, where if there's a crack in ceramics, they put gold to fill in the cracks. They don't just discard something. Um, it's like somebody actually has something to give you now. Knight of Cups. This cup is full, therefore they have something to give you. Confirmation, my phone just went off. Um, time, the environment, the context is right. Okay. King of Cups. So far, we had the 10 of Cups, Ace of Cups, Knight of Cups, and the King of Cups. And if you remember at the beginning when I started to shuffle, on the split, there was the Ace of Cups with the Two of Cups. So I'm sorry. When we do coffee and tarot, spirit gets to lead the way. And I don't know why this is so important. I do think that people being around and with the right individuals, the right community, love or otherwise, is going to be really important for the next 4 years. That might be the sustenance that you need for something to pop off, for things to go the way they're supposed to go. I don't know. But there's a heavy focus on that. Strength card. No, not the strength card. I said the strength card, and it wasn't. This is the strength card. I'm trying to figure out why. Hold on. And it came out with the King of Cups, but underneath it, the strength came out first under the King of Cups. So I don't know why they're going with this. First it was like Leo. Then it was like I don't think it has anything to do with. I mean, it may with strength. Like again, the longer it's gone, the more somebody has to give, the more somebody's in the right energy, position, place to be able to do something. So something has garnered strength. But this also feels like they gave me like look, I don't know why they're saying shit like this. King of the jungle. Like but it's kind of like the lion does what the lioness says. She's the real hunter. She's the real provider. She's the one that's like he gets the attention. He's the one that looks, appears majestic and has the attention on him, but it's almost like the one that's really in charge is the lioness. Um, so in this deck, they call it the adjustment card. Um, but it comes out with the Nine of Cups. There very well may have been some alchemy, but like it's hermit energy, and I want to say the King of Cups is alone, and that might have been and part of the adjustment or the recalibration may very well be needing to spend some time alone to get back to themselves. So I know last summer and even this summer, hold on 1 second. Sorry, it's loud. I'm gonna, gosh, Lee, I hate how much I sneeze. This has been a new phenomenon. And I've always sneezed like 7 times in a row, but like it's a daily occurrence now. Um, Somebody needed to spend some time on their own. Makes sense. We were talking about a cup that had to be full, and we were talking about something taking way longer and waiting just a little bit, and the berry is better. The berry, like once something ripens a little more, the juicier it is, the sweeter it is. That there may have been some level of mm, turbulence if this took off sooner. So and there was a lot of readings last year where it was like somebody was wrapping up a relationship and starting to go into a different one, and it was talking about how quickly it is. This year, we've starting in May, maybe even April, there was like, oh, there's this. It started to resurge, like come back, like somebody's. But it's like, it's not the feeling that somebody just immediately got out of something. Although a few of them were, um, but more or less, this feels like they're able to get their wish because they know what they want. It's not just a rebound. They know what they want. They know what they desire. They know what would make them happy. Um, and so something that has meant to happen is going to happen very quickly. So there's still the speed to it without the idea of being worried that it looks or or that someone's not ready. Without that fear, let's put it that way. There's a very solid knowing, not a I think or it's compelling. I'm going to move towards it, but there's still aspects of me that are like, oh, I don't know. No, this is very assured, right? Um, the hermit doesn't take steps that they're not sure about, and they take steps confidently despite not being able to see what is out there. Right? That's the idea of. That's why with this one, it's kind of like she's on a on a wire. It's one foot in front of the other. Very balanced, very centered. This isn't a knee jerk reaction. Let's put it that way. They know. I'm probably going to do two today because we have 3 aces on the board. Ace of swords, clarity, truth, knowing. They know. That's confirmation. They know. There is no, I don't know. It's just, if they'd come in sooner, there would have been debris in the energetic field that would have made the takeoff a bit turbulent. Let's just leave it there. 7 of Wands. They know. Ace of Swords, the 7 of Wands. They know what they want, what's right for them, what's true for them. It's not a. Why do I feel like with the High Priestess, it's like, how like sometimes somebody else can tell you something's good for you, but until you know that it's good for you and you want it, there's this resistance. Because it's kind of like being told what to do and you're not that bought in. It feels like that. Like there was still stuff clouding their energy, clouding their emotions, clouding their thoughts. Their thoughts were probably all over the place. This is clarity of thought, the Ace of Swords. I know what I want, what's good for me. So it's making the decision from the right space. And that's what's fueling them to take action. I gotta move this damn look. I wasn't gonna like there's always something that makes me late to getting on. And I was like, I'm not getting late. I'm not gonna be late getting on. This time I couldn't find my candle holder. And I was like, watch this. You think you're gonna delay me? So I just put the candle out here. And I thought, you know what? Because it's lower, because sometimes I put my hand over the candle, I'm like, oh, it's hot. And I almost burn myself, right? Even though it's in the holder. And I thought it's gonna be lower so I won't feel the heat. Like I won't get too close to it. Wrong. Because I'm really good at that. 2 of Wands. Taking actions towards a desire. Ooh! The only ace not out here is the Ace of Wands. They've decided. Saw the Emperor on that different deck. I am going to do a second reading. Just King of Wands. Like, look, say what you want. Queen of Cups, matching the King of Cups, and the 2 cups. Both of those make the 10 of Cups. I don't know. I feel as if like this is indicating that both people are ready, but they're about to assume the King of Wands energy. They're giving me that Ariana song again. I want it. I got it. Like there's such an assuredness. It's almost cocky because it's like they know they'll get what they want. Because once they get into this mindset, this mode, this energy, they get what they want. And I know, but you say what you want about the King of Wands when he's negatively aspected, but when he's so hot, so fucking hot. That shit's hot. The level of confidence, drive, follow through, focus, assuredness, confidence, execution, passion. It's nice. It is. It's just nice. But it would be nice also, Spirit, when I do the second reading, that we steer clear of whatever trope this is, because good God, it is annoying. Sometimes I think that it keeps playing out in some of the reads because Ding Dong needed to hear it. You know, because I'm like, and I used to be so against love readings, but right now it's dominating, and part of me is like, if I just push through this, we can. That's why I was so mad when those videos didn't upload, because they weren't about love. Make me so mad. Well, one of them was 6 of Cups. Okie dokie. Motherfucker came out. Look at that shit. I told you. I told you. He knows. There's a recognition here. 6 of Cups is one. They return to a pleasurable state. Does that make sense? Like they're in a position where they see things positively. But they recognize some level of connection that goes beyond just an obsession. It goes beyond chemistry or a crush. Like there's something else there. That's giving them the assuredness. 6 of Cups frequently is like past lives, soul contracts, soul ties, something beyond this existence that's tugging 2 people together. But he is in the King of Wands energy. And he feels good about this. The 6 of Cups really tells me he feels good about this. I just say in he because it's a king and, you know, a masculine energy. 2 of Swords. Making this decision brings things full circle and completely into balance. I think he was trying to pick and choose because these 2 swords are crossed. One, there's an acknowledgement of what the truth is because they're pointed up. That means truth is acknowledged, truth is seen, spoken, expressed, understood. That's there, right? We've got that with the Ace of Swords. And there may have been like 2 truths, and it was like feeling like this either or fallacy. And he's come to the conclusion that the truth is somewhere in the middle. When swords cross, it's like it's not this, or the idea that 2 things can be true at the same time. And feeling torn between those is what was tumultuous. And again, if their energy was still clouded with past relationships, past love, past experiences, something happening in their life, they felt tugged between 2 things they felt were absolutely true and couldn't make a decision. And had they made a decision in that energy, it would have impacted whatever new beginning was supposed to occur. Okay? It would have been a turbulent takeoff. And so this is kind of like, I've made a decision and I'm at peace with it because of the things. Judgment. Friggin' decision. Okay, so we keep getting confirmations at least about this reading where it's like I say something or you know, so spirit is helping and assisting, which makes sense because the Eight of Wands indicates that the reason why the Eight of Wands is so fast is because it's spirit led. Knight of Wands is like something initiated by a person. Eight of Wands, generally speaking, in more of the traditional tarot, there's not usually a person in this. Okay. So all the wands are moving through the air fast with a very specific, all going in the exact same direction because when spirit can move in a speed unlike us, right? So it's happening really fast. Because I'm getting that with the temperance here. Also, when we had temperance before, and it was really about like watering and making sure it was good. Spirit had a hand in that too. So just know that the delay, Spirit was like, I just heard takeoff, third try. I don't know why. Spirit had a hand in that. They were like, oh, you can't enter into this like that. You can't. But it's starting. I feel like Spirit's prodding this person to bring something in because with the Page of Pentacles, again, we already have the Ace of Pentacles. They're bringing in the new start. They are the one to initiate um this kicking off. Justice. There's those scales again, and the sword is up. Same thing that I got from the Two of Swords. Something about this. It makes it right according to Spirit. I wouldn't say that this person necessarily has done anything wrong. So there's not like a I've got to make it right kind of thing. It's like something was okay. The timeline was messed up because of this. Messed up in the sense like it was rearranged, and it's kind of like when something's an inevitability, you have to like make it right so that it can occur. So that's what I'm getting is that this is a making it right kind of energy. They're giving me cart before the horse. So, kind of like certain things should have happened in a certain order. And so life may have felt like hodgepodgey or like out of order. If it's for you, you're going to understand, you're going to get it. Like it felt out of order. Like, well, no, this should have happened. And why is this happening now? I thought that this did like something felt very out of order. Um, and this is kind of like realigning things where I always tell people the fool's journey, you're going through the tarot. You don't skip any steps necessarily. You might speed through some of them, but the idea is that if you skip over a step and it is a necessary component, by God, you will go back and have it done, even if it's not in order. So, like somebody who hasn't grieved properly can try to go from the force, like the Four of Cups, apathy to like the Six of Cups. You go from apathy to joy, but like suddenly someday you end up back at the Five of Cups where you're like reminiscing and old energies are coming up and processing through things. And it's like because you weren't done, you tried to skip that step and it was a necessary component. It wasn't something that you could glide through in a short, you have to do it and you have to give it its due diligence. You don't get to skip any steps. The process is the process, even if it's out of order. So it's kind of like that something was out of order, but it's being made right. Again, this should have happened sooner. I am even thinking like it feels last year. And this doesn't mean you know the person either. But you may be like, Spirit, why is the dating pool so dry? Why am I still stuck here? Why is, and I think I'm getting something. The original thought was that the two of you could help. Like, like you move through something and you have like this much left, and the two of you could help each other go through that. But when it came time, something was off, and they were like, I don't think that's going to be how it happens. And so we need to wait. So, like, again, sometimes it's beneficial to not be, and I'm not saying anybody's perfect right now, but like to still have something that you've got to work through and work through it together. And then other times it's like, no, no, you need to take care of that shit long before. You know what I mean? And so that needs to be wrapped up and done with. Um, and so they made an executive decision, it feels like. Four of Pentacles. There is a focus on the present moment. Here's the work that was done previously. Again, Four of Pentacles is kind of like sometimes it's that stubbornness, right? Of like, I don't want to rock the boat. But this one feels more like, but it's also like, do I or don't I invest? Here's the past efforts. Here's the past. Here's the future. The person is right smack dab in the present moment. Something about the past feeding into the present that then influences the future. There's a heavy focus on the right here, right now. So I know what it is. There's a focus on the right here, right now. Lovers. That means timing. It needs to happen right now. What needed to happen up to this point did. And in order for the things that need to happen in the future, what's to come next, remember getting things back in order, like the idea of like you don't get to skip that step. It's necessary for the remainder of the fool's journey. You got to go back and take care of this. That's what's happening. Star card. Things are, I want to say, I didn't want to say this, but it was coming out like aligning. This is the card of like being guided along the path, being on the right path. This is like wish coming true, being on the right path, following the guidance, following through. Going home. You follow the North Star home. Star card is because it's a wish card, and they got the two cups. She usually has 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land, and it's almost like what's happening in the present is the bridge between what what should be, or like the etheric, like the idea of something into reality, right? The foot in the water is kind of like something spiritually written, something meant to happen, something that's an idea coming into reality. So this love in the present moment is coming into reality. This is the Knight of Wands. We now have Spirit with the Eight of Wands and this person acting in the Knight of Wands. Very fast movement, sudden. This is kind of like any time now. This literally is, if we're looking at timing and they're like present moment, anytime now, something very sudden movement, sudden rushing in, it's going to feel very sudden to whoever is on the reception of this. Friendly reminder, the way that I read the two fastest tarot cards in the entire deck is the Eight of Wands and the Knight of Wands. No, not the Knight of Swords. A sword cuts through air slower. It's heavier. A wand moves faster through the air. It is a quicker one. That's why it's considered impulsive when it's the Knight of Wands, because it can be. The Chariot. Major Arcana talks about overall energies and momentum. It does not give the details of something. Chariot can indicate unstoppable, but it does not necessarily mean fast. It does not indicate how fast. I'm not saying that the Knight of Swords isn't a fast energy. The Knight of Swords is a permanent one. It is cutting, it is a pivot, is a stark contrast and change. So it gives the appearance of, you know what I mean? Like really fast. But it's not faster than the Eight of Wands or the Knight of Wands. Those, if you want to look at details, and I'm gonna hope everybody gets this. If you want to look at details in regards to your reading, it's the minor arcana. Major arcana talks about the overarching energies that are present that create a momentum and force within something. It does not give you the details. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Like the Fool. Something's beginning, the Fool's journey. You want to learn about what's happening along that journey. It's going to be the minor arcana. Okay. So, when I say fast, I mean fast. Fast. That's why they're like present now. And I did say summer, and summer's about to begin. Let's put it this way: where I'm at, summer's beginning. The solstice is on the 21st. Today is the 20th, right? 21st? Yeah, I'm right. Okay. Oh, Lord. I don't know why this feels like a brace for impact. Nine of Wands. It doesn't feel like necessarily a wall, but it might take, being taken by surprise. There is, this person feels, how do I put this? Like it might be a defensive, it may come in strong, quick, seemingly impulse, like it, there's no putting the toe in the water to test things out. They're not going to test it out. They're going to come on strong. We got that with the King of Wands. Not abrasive, not disrespectful, just strong. Knight of Wands doesn't hide their passion very well or their desire. They wear it like it's their heart on a sleeve. Nine of Wands just feels like, I think the rush or the approach, Nine of Wands can be like that proactive. Like I'm going to ensure, like I'm going to take double sure that this occurs or happens or this is protected. Um, that's why it comes across like uh, preemptive, efforts. The wall goes up. Um, it's not just like Seven of Wands where I protect what is right for me. It is doing everything to ensure something doesn't fail, is what I'm getting. Page of Cups can be like something starting off platonic, friend wise, but it is the initiation. It is like the invite, the asking you out on a date. Hey, can we meet up? Um, it is sweet, sincere. Hanged Man came out. It came out this way. And they were like, "That's important." They're nervous. They're giddy a little bit. This feels like teenage, 'cause it represents that age, like how you feel when you're a teen approaching somebody. That buildup that you have. They very well may be a little bit guarded, and that can add to the way they come across, like more of a knight than a king, because they gotta use the courage while they've got it. There's nerves about something. They're hopeful, but, like, also it just feels a little risky, like, they don't know how somebody else is going to respond, even though they have the confidence of the King of Wands. We're like, "Oh, I know it's gonna go, like, it's mine already. I already know. Like, this is gonna happen." But man, when like, when they do it, they come across, not, I don't wanna say timid, but, like, eager, like a teenager. So this indicates to me it's like, the hangman talks about your perception of something, right? And it's kind of like, be careful how you interpret the way that they come in. Um, I feel like they're trying to tell you they're just nervous, they're just excited, they're just, when you just gotta blurt something out, you gotta get it out so that it's done with. But I do want to say that they might be trying to figure out, because this is an invitation. There might be uncertainty as to not how to ask it, but like how to proposition you, where it's, like when you're trying to decide, like, do I ask him for coffee? Do I ask him for this? Do I da da da? It's like what would be the right one? Like, what would they really like? You're just kind of like, I'm not sure. Should I call? Should I approach them in person? Should I send a DM? And depending on context and circumstances, some of those things may be like, if this is somebody that's remotely at a distance, they're just not gonna pop by your house because freaky, right? Like, you don't do that. They may not want to wait until they see you in person. If it's somebody that's at a big distance, they may not have a choice. But then they're like, "Oh my god, do I really slide into their DMs? Do I really do that?" Like, they're not set on the approach or how they initiate this. It's gonna come across, yeah, and that might be part of the nerve-wracking part. That might be where it's like, "Oh god, I really wanna," but they circumstances kind of limit or curtail or influence how they approach, but they can't wait because it's like, if I wait until I see them in person, that could be like 2 months from now. I'm not waiting. Because like friend groups might have certain things planned and it's like nothing's in the works. And so if I wait for the next time we get together, or I go out with so and so, that's just gonna be too far out. So Hanged Man is like, they're not so sure of their approach, is what I'm trying to say. But they know that they've got to. So there's gonna be nerves, and there's gonna be a little like, but direct. Very much so direct. Sometimes they say it can go to friendship, or they try to, I don't believe this one's gonna sound anything like that. We have two seahorses. We talked about soulmates. We have the cup here. Um, they're not gonna guise this as anything other than, I'm interested in you. Like how sometimes people are like, "Oh my god," like, women can do this. "My car is doing this. I don't know what to do. Da, 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 da. Do you know anything about cars?" Like, you come in under the guise of something else. It's not happening that way. That's nerve. That's gonna get somebody's nerves going. Okay. Present moment. I've got FKA Twigs song Killer, um, like she's talking about in love, you're a killer. Might wanna listen to that, read that, whatever, go look at the lyrics. Um, Had my hand on that, I was not anticipating Golden Universal, so I swear I can't make shit up. I can't make shit up. I can't make shit up. I swear to God. The freaking lovers again, just on the split, I'm gonna go and you know, shuffle. Lovers again every time, and then looky, looky, looky. Four of Pentacles, the present moment. See this pentacle indicates the present moment. This is whatever you do, whatever's happened in the past and happens right now feeds into the potential of the future. If you keep seeing me look down, I know I look like this when I go work out. Like I have my stuff on so that I can go hike, walk, whatever you want to call it, right? I've got myself back up to 5 miles. I actually did 7 miles yesterday and I'm proud. But I was like, I'm gonna be ready. Like as soon as I get done here, I'm gonna be able to go do my thing, blah blah blah. And all I can see is my uniboob. Look like a sausage roll. And I'm like, I look like this when I go out. I get like, when this is called older lady mom boob. This is what happens. And I don't tend to look at myself when I put these things on because why would you? You know? But I am like it's one great big sausage roll. And I'm distracted by it. So my bad. This is the second time. On the first split, I saw this is the world card. I split it again. The lovers is still there. How did that work out? Where the lovers is still there, and I saw this on the split the last time. How does this work out? Can I just say? Sure. So I'm not like, oh my God, look at me, because some people really be like, and like sometimes I do that because it's like, but like I'm looking because I'm like, oh my word, I didn't realize it looked like that. I should have known. The FKA Twig song Killer is in my head. Boy, that flipped out. Okay, it's time. The Wheel of Fortune is like things are turning in the right direction, but I always look at it's like because it looks a lot like a clock, but like it's time. It's time for like things are moving in the favor, okay, of this connection. It has history, even if you don't have history with them. It's not a matter of like when I tell you this feels so brand new. It's not a person you've dated before. There's no like, dare I say you've not even like attempted to talk. Like, like you're in talking stages. This is something where this feels very spiritually connected. I just have to leave it at that. Things are moving in the favor of this connection coming together. Page of Wands. Okay, so give me a couple things. Page of Wands. Okay, so first off, it's initiating. There's definite chemistry. It's also they're bringing me to your sacral. It ignites something inside of you. If you have been kind of like, it's kind of like not disinterested, but it feels like disinterested. Like you're like nobody gets your juices flowing, nobody gets your interests piqued, nobody, you know what I mean? This is that beautiful banter back and forth, the chemistry, the flirtatiousness, um, um, the desire, kind of like fanning the flame of desire. Page of Wands. Then we have the Page of Swords. Like this is growing. Like you know when you start a fire and you're like, I almost blew my candle out. Anyway, that's what this Page of Swords. Ooh, when you this is gonna be good conversation. This is gonna be good communication. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be playful. This is gonna be flirtatious. This is gonna have like that banter to it. Like Page of Swords, Page of Wands. You know when like other people around are like, damn, like the undertones are there, the tension, like there's special tension there. For sure. For sure. But there's also this mental play. This just starts off pretty juicy. Can I just say? We have the Page of Cups. Again, we have three aces. We had the lovers come out twice. We had the Six of Cups come out twice. Um, Now we have three pages, the Page of Cups, Page of Swords. So there's like you definitely can tell it's more than just I want to flirt for the sake of flirting. But this is yummy. Um Fun. This is a good way to spend the summer. Can I just say that much? This feels out of place. We have the Eight of Swords, which might mean like your nerves might get the best of you a little bit because I feel like the energy, we have the star again for a second time. Um, it's like you know, oh, this is big. It's one thing when you're flirting with somebody you have no clue. And sometimes you connect with a person and you're like, oh shit, this could be, oh my God, this definitely could be something. Oh my word. It feels monumental. You feel the intensity behind it. You feel the energy. Like sometimes you meet somebody, sometimes you talk, and it's right out the gate. You know this could go somewhere big. And it gets a little overwhelming, nerve-wracking. Let's find out what this Eight of Swords is. Because it's absolutely um the idea that the only thing that could hold you back from this is you. I think what they're saying is take a look, she's blindfolded. And that's almost like all these thoughts, things being said, spoken, whatever it is. It could be other people, it could be in your own mind. Well, they're pointed down. And the fact that they're in the ground kind of makes it seem like they're rooted in reality, but they're not. These thoughts, they're pointed down, which means they're not the truth. They're probably an illusion. But sometimes when something really good shows up at our doorstep and we're like, oh, and we can feel the energy of it, and it's almost going so well, and you're just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. Because they are propositioning. They're like, hey, you wanna, you know what I mean? You might wanna shrink back and hide a little bit. The blindfold says to ignore those thoughts, ignore the things that are being said. It's not real, it's not true. Um, this is centering around following your instinct, following your gut, following what you feel. So it's almost like turn a blind eye to all those other things. Um, the way it gives it, it's like you're gonna be very receptive to this person and you're gonna be like, oh shit, this is like there's something you really like about this person and this situation. You know when you just go, oh God, I'm in trouble. It feels like that. So you then try to it's not even about finding the wrong in the situation or the wrong with the person, but it's almost like that whole, that negative Nancy in your mind. It's like, yeah, it probably won't work out because of this or da 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 da. It's like it's sowing seeds of doubt, and they want you to ignore the shit out of it. They want you. I just get intrusive thoughts, but I also get maybe other people saying things. Like friends, like, sometimes people don't even mean anything, but they'll say something off, and you're like, "Damn." I just get negative Nancy energy from it, so don't listen to that, because 'cause it'll keep you stagnant, trapped in your own mind when they they want you present with this. It's like you won't be able to enjoy every little morsel. You won't be able to connect the way you need to if this or out external bullshit is you're giving it the time of day. They want you present in your body, feeling every moment of this as it unfolds. Assessed. Third deck and the third time that temperance comes out. If at any moment the I don't knows come up, the 7 of cups, like, sometimes we try to, like, travel into the future and be like, "How's this gonna work out? How does this da da da?" Like, I don't know. Like, is this even, like, you know what I mean? Like, you want it, you desire it, it feels good, it's really and then you're like, "Well, no." Oh, like, it just creates that feeling. Spirit's like, "Trust us. Trust us." Spirit has been up in this the entire time, and trust your heart. You might get a bit of an ache. Like when when a child, like, okay, if you're not a parent, hopefully you've experienced this with a child. Like when you see a child do something and it just speaks to your heart and you're like, oh my gosh. Or like you watch the videos, right, on TikTok or anything else, and a child experiences something and they say something, you know, um, so emotionally, like it's like something you experienced as a child, and you even to this day you can feel it when they're you're witnessing them experience it, and like in that moment the parent is like, oh, and you're like, oh my god, like there's something, that feeling you get with the like, like it's real. You're gonna experience something like an energy that sits on your heart. That's real. Don't worry about how is this gonna work out, and I did it, like don't worry about the things you don't have an answer for. Spirit's got this. Spirit's bringing this together. See, Spirit grabbed two of those cups and the 7 of cups, and they're mixing it. It's like two becoming one. We're going places. There's a lot of options. Maybe that's true for somebody. Maybe there's a lot of options for you, a lot of options for this person. Maybe you're like, how do I really know? Like why me? Why this? Why this one? I don't know, right? The 8 of Swords. Because Spirit chose the 2 cups to come together. Spirit chose this. They're like, trust us. Or if you're looking at the 6 of Cups, the idea that this is like soul tie, you chose this. That's why. Like there's this feeling of higher involvement in how the two of you coming together. And so there's this thing of like, don't question it then. or don't let anything pull you out of this knowing. And that same with the 9 of Wands. Spirit is doing what it can to protect this situation so it's successful, so you don't have a turbulent takeoff. Um, yeah, and then at the very beginning, we had the King of Cups. You are the Queen of Cups. 10 of Pentacles on the bottom. So, all right. Anything else for the present moment that they need to know about this unfolding? I can't wait to. There may be a distance between the two of you. There may be, because I'm looking, like, oh my God, it landed on the fucking flame. Look, I thought I'd be better. It landed on the flame, and then when I grabbed it really quick, one of the other cards landed on the flame. I'm like, Lord have mercy. World card. Definitively distance, right? It absolutely can. I think there's a good portion of people where distance is a thing. World card also kind of gives the attention of the world. So it's like there may be eyes on this. This may be visible to many. It is something to overcome. But not like a mountain. Give me an example, Spirit. I think whatever this is the reason why things were delayed. So, I said like somebody wasn't in the complete right energy. Because if you take somebody that's not in the right energy and put them in a situation where they're going to be facing this, it could have caused issues. That's what would have caused the turbulence. But when two people are really wanting this and connecting the way that they should, and again, it's like combining the two cups. You two are two separate cups. Spirit's going to help the two of you become one. You know what I mean? Because we have the Devil card with the 3 of Pentacles. There's something there. And it's kind of like sometimes you think you're chained to a certain situation. And that, like maybe this is gonna doom it from the beginning, or like this is gonna it's not, because two people are willing to put in the work, 3 of Pentacles, to make something happen, to make it work out. In fact, dare I say, the King of Cups is the one that's willing to deal with whatever this Devil card represents, whether it's people saying something, people talking. Because remember, like if this is somebody where like they've gotten out of a situation, and last year they were a little concerned about like too quickly jumping from one to the other, that they're in a so this idea of like they're in a better place to deal with if people say some shit, or if there is distance, they're like, oh, I'll make sure that gets taken care of. Like they are wanting to build, they will work through it. So whatever this thing is, that it's kind of like if you're not in the right energy, it could make for a bad start. It could put too much weight on the beginning of this. Because the King of Cups, we're starting out with the King of Cups, ending with the King of because they're in the right energy, come hell or high water, they will put the work in to make sure. Because again, even with the 3 of Pentacles, there's eyes on you. Like as you are doing certain things, people are witnessing and seeing it. And I feel like maybe when there's distance, it's like the idea is that two people want to come together, but they can't right now, right? Hence why they're tied down, they're chained to something. everybody will be able to see the work that I feel like the King of Cups is going to go above and beyond to make sure something pops off. That the devil doesn't act as a barrier or an obstacle. So any perceived barrier or obstacle that could have created problems and trouble before are not now. They're not. Because they're going to make sure of it. Hence the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Wands, remember the King of Wands. They're getting in King of Wands energy like nothing and no one can stop them. Drive, follow through, focus, desire. Like you can't stop me. They're in that energy. So I wouldn't worry about it. It's like give them a problem and they'll find the solution and bring that solution into reality. Okay. All right, so there's that reading. We got it out of the way. It's a really good one. I do feel like there's something else. I'll give it just a second for things to kind of like die down. Who's still here? Anybody? I'm gonna shuffle a bit. What time is it? 10:18. I'll be knocking things down, y'all. Is the chat working? I'm just getting shit. All right, that's good. All right, we're going to start a second read in hopes that it broadens its horizons, okay? They're bringing me to Madame Dora's fortune-telling deck. Somebody's going to be acting on your behalf. There's a barrier that keeps you from your goal. I'm going to go grab something really quick. All right, let's get back to this. Somebody's going to be acting on your behalf because a barrier keeps you from your goal. Time is of the essence. I'm going to look at these. I don't know if these are necessarily a part of anything. Long journey brings rewards. Forces of nature favor you. You will receive news from afar. I guess we are. Something's keeping you from your goal, and the problem is that time matters, and so something has to intervene, basically. Okay, because like there's a window of opportunities. What they're giving me, window of opportunity. Um, Something feels like a long time coming, or something at a distance. Forces of nature are favoring you. Um, to be a little woo woo, that feels like nature spirits working in your favor, but also like spirit working in your favor. Like the winds of change working in your favor. News from afar. The thing that's going to intervene, the person most likely is going to be you're going to get news from afar. So this again, the idea is there's a distance here. A long journey brings rewards. So it's almost like somebody intervenes to open, like either give you a detour around or open a particular barrier, like remove a barrier from your goal. Um, there very well might be a lot like so it's like giving me somebody saying, dude, I don't even know. I'm just trying to give you like come visit for such and such. You don't have enough money to travel and do certain things, but if somebody lets you stay at their place, why don't you come? I've got rewards points. You can fly out, kind of thing, right? Um, but it's like in order to receive this assistance, um, there's something about there's distance here. I don't know why. Either to get what this help, you have to go long distance, or this helps you to go long distance. And the idea of like the forces of nature favor you means like everything's going to work out perfectly for this. Okay. But the main focus is going to be that somebody's intervening on your behalf and that you're going to receive news from afar. So this isn't necessarily somebody like in your circle. All right, we're going to pull from Hermetic Tarot. There's like, like sometimes we really want something. I've learned, and I'm gonna be honest with you, not to say things. Hello. Um, on here because I find that um sometimes mere mentioning them on here brings the wrong kind of attention and it doesn't happen. So there's times I really want to say something and I'm like, don't. All right, Spirit, let's bring in some clarity on this. What do you want to talk about? Page of Cups, the like an invitation, proposition, something to that effect. Again, news from afar, somebody intervening, opportunity, if you will, that allows you to take action towards something that you should take action towards. Four of Pentacles. This is just a general read. I am begging Spirit. Begging. These cards came out before and I'm doing my best for it not to be the same reading or like a piggyback. Three of Swords. Because it's almost like act immediately. again, Four of Pentacles. I act immediately because the opposite of this, right? Like staying in the present, like it's kind of thing, is the idea that you get stuck. Like you just stay stuck. You don't make any moves. And I feel like they're telling you to. Like, do this now. Don't abstain from it because you're going to regret that. Three of Swords. You will regret it. It'll bring about sadness or sorrow for you. Look at this shit. Sorry. Distracted. Keep clarifying, Spirit. I see why now when women get in their 30s, or not 30s, 40s, they're like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And they start going, what the? It's the weirdest shit that starts happening to your face. You're like, where is it going? Like it's melting. Like, why? I'm an expressive person, have been my entire life. You would think the muscles would be. And then shit just come out of nowhere. And look stupid. That's too many. We're not going to do that. All right. I need to concentrate. Concentrate. Oh, I'm going to clarify that. Right after the Three of Swords, we have the Three of Cups. So those are side by side. And we have 3-3 up on my thing right now. So it's kind of like, Three of Cups, it goes from like a left out, sorrowful, sad energy to the Three of Cups, which is is the one of abundance, connection, fun, and the Eight of Wands. Whatever this is might bring about a really quick turnaround for you. Three of Cups would also be like let yourself indulge card. Don't withhold from this. Let yourself indulge. Eight of Wands because it rapidly brings in a wish for you. Like, okay, somebody's acting on your behalf because there's a barrier, right? There's a barrier to something. You're going to get information or contacted or something is going to be offered to you. And it's kind of like there's a distance here. So it's not somebody either currently in your circle or locally. There's something where it's like there's a gap. But the distance isn't between, there's distance obviously between you and whatever it is that you're wanting, your goal. They really want you to act on this and not hesitate. You're going to regret if you do. This actually brings in. Hold on. I got a little something here and I'm trying to figure this one out. This one is yanking on me. Don't talk yourself out of this. That's the Three of Swords, okay? We got the Queen of Swords with the Nine of Swords. It's like talking yourself out of something, like logically working your way out of something. So I had that one down. There's something hovering over the Three of Cups. that I've like, like when you just haven't said it, you haven't hit it just right. Like that's what it feels like. Page of Swords. Three of Cups, Three of Cups. What the fuck? It's funny because am I having issues? Did I say something in the last 10 minutes about people talking you out of something? Or you talking yourself out of it? Because with the Page of Swords, which is like, I was like, oh, I said something about like don't share everything because then it doesn't happen. Something about the Page of Swords feels like talking something through. You receive this information. If you make the wrong decision, you're gonna regret it. But conversely, you make the right decision. See, with the Ten of Swords, because I'm asking about the Three of Cups, and I'm like, why does swords keep fucking coming out? Because as it stands, we have the Three of Swords, Nine of Swords, Queen of Swords, Two of Swords, Ten of Swords. Okay, no. Page of Swords, right? Three of Cups is also about like community, people, support, things like that. Again, Three of Swords is like when you're trying to like it has that isolating feeling, that separation, that sense of separation. Um, so it's like taking you from difficulty and a sense of separation to connection and community, which is the difference of doing without or having, like abundance. Do not talk yourself out of this. The way to make this decision is if it makes something easier. Because we have the card of oppression. It's like it's literally making the decision between do I want to keep doing things hard or do I want to make things easier? Do I want to keep doing things, doing it in a way that keeps me stuck in sadness and sorrow, or do I want to do something that lightens the energy and makes it fun and easier? It's giving the feeling of like, do you want help or not? And we do have help coming. And the forces of nature favoring it is kind of like this is going to make it so much easier, like easy breezy. Why would they be hesitant? Because this doesn't feel like look, this is just my own human mind going, is it because of where the help is coming from? Like who's offering the fucking help? Why would they have a problem with it? Why would they feel like I can't take this? Like why would they question it? Like fuck yeah, they want help and assistance with this. There's a barrier that's blocking them. And somebody's like, dude, I'll help you. And it's like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you take it? And the fact that they have to put the forewarning out, like, hey, time's of the essence. So you don't really have much of an option. You need to get this a going. You need to remove this barrier. So then I'm like, well, what the fuck is in this conversation? Like, is there information that they're gonna come across and they're like why is it the idea like you have to say, hey, it's it's the difference of this or this. Because whatever this is exponentially expedites your wish. And maybe your wish is to have something happen within a particular time frame. And spirit's like, okay, bet. But the only way for us to do this is somebody has to help and intervene. We have the Nine of Pentacles, by the way, if you don't know what that is. I'm like, so are they like, hell no, I want to do it on my own. I want to do it look, I have a lot of independent women. Men are this way too. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to stereotype a gender, but in the day and age of where they are trying to force women to be dependent on men and have to force them into relationships and marriages, and make them feel like you can't do it without us. They're trying to strip voting rights and all kinds of shit. We are firmly in the camp of Nine of Pentacles. I am a sovereign being. And I'm like, are we not wanting? Is there some, let's find out. What the hell? Okay. Two things. One, why are you, why do you need to preface this with you better take it because time's of the end? There again, it's like something needs to transpire within a certain amount of time. This is the way we got to do it. Why would they resist it then? Like, why do you anticipate resistance and have to be like, hey, by the way, you need to do this? Like, why would you need to tell them that? Spirit, why would you need to say that? Are they like, I don't know how to take this. Lovers. I'm gonna be honest with you. The only time, now this very well may be something where it's like you wanted to do it on your own, but it requires you to partner up. And if you're like my son who does not like group work, can't stand it, like quit, you know what I mean? We'll buck at it like it's not even funny. Because again, when you include other people, then they get to have influence on the situation, right? And some people don't want that. It's like, oh, I've had bad experiences with that. So if this is just a very platonic partnership, you might be like, it's like having it's this scenario. Big Bang Theory, amazing show. On it, Sheldon has like been working on some shit for a long time, thinking he's gonna win some Nobel Prize. You know what I mean? Like he's just like, I'm gonna figure out string theory or whatever the fuck he was doing. And it's only with the help and partnership with his eventual wife that ever was achieved or happened. Right? And so it's kind of like, I have a project. I wanted to do this myself. I don't know if you don't want to share the glory with someone else. I don't know. Or, hear me out. Let's say the lovers does represent love. Let me tell you how many times I do not do certain things in the beginning of a relationship because, I have seen women, very specifically women who identify as women, let men do some crazy ass shit for them when they just first started dating. And I don't know. It could be like I'm like my worry about love bombing. I'm like, girl, are you serious? But also the idea that sometimes it felt like, here's the thing. Sometimes I see that shit. I'm like, why are you using it? Like, this is me. Doesn't mean it's true. My trigger, right? I have levels to things. Doing X, Y, and Z for me, that's boyfriend territory. Doing these kind of things for me, or giving these kind of considerations would be we've already discussed a future and long term and things like that, and maybe contemplating moving in together. And then something like this, like the idea of combining finances or letting a motherfucker buy me a car. That's marriage territory. You don't do that shit if you ain't married. You can, like that's me, right? So like let's say I'm only 2 months in dating somebody. They want to do something that a husband would. I don't like it. I don't like it. Like, I don't know if I feel like I haven't like we haven't earned that space yet to be doing that. Like I classify certain things. Like that's like some women are like, you want me to do X, Y, and Z. Well, that's wifey stuff to do. You have to wife me up. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like that. And so like imagine somebody wanting to do something monumental for you that it's like we just it feels I mean, that independence, that independent streak kinda comes up, and it's like, and there's the resistance, and it's like, "Oh my god," you know what I mean? Um, and it may be because of fears of like, well, now you're gonna act like I'm obligated to do X, Y, and Z for you. Even as simple as letting somebody pay for your dinner, because 'cause you're like, "No. No," because with it comes some kind of, like, sense of like, you think I'm obligated to do certain things, or there's, like, strings attached to it, or it means more than what it does, and it's like, it's a trap, so you may feel like it locks you into something, and you don't like that. You know what I mean? You feel what I'm saying? It's like it's giving again, because I saw the 9 of Pentacles, I'm like, I ain't like, like sometimes people do things for you and they think that they now can have a say in your life and that they are like they're entitled to information or entitled to time or entitled to, you know what I mean? And you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. No. It feels like that. Like that's where the resistance may be is that this isn't a situation where I won money and there's no strings attached and it's like the resource to get like there's another person involved in this. Hence why they said someone. It says a close friend, but I always back out from the close friend thing. Um because it doesn't have to be that. But someone acts on your behalf. Maybe in such a way because they are removing a barrier that you're like, what does this obligate me to? At least if I'm doing it on my own, I don't there's no ulterior motives, there's nothing attached to it. It's free and clear. So you may have a bit of like but here's the thing. Here's the thing that you need to consider. Time is of the essence. Timing matters for some reason, either on spirit's end or on your end. But you need to take that seriously. Timing matters right now. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna ask why timing matters. But so first off, why were you resistant? And now I want to know who the fuck is this? That's helping. Might be my own trigger. An emperor? What are the girls? What are the younger gen? Big Daddy Zaddy kind of energy. I'm like, you may be a hyper independent person, and given the climate of the world that we're living in right now, the idea that you get help from a man or a prominent masculine of some sort may feel what's the female version of emasculation? May make you feel like you're like whoever this is, you have a staunch independence. Um, and while like you want soft and easy, but like not at the risk of being a trad wife. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like not feeling like you have handed over like your sovereignty. There's something about that. Like um like I want to be like, could are we sure we can't get help anywhere else? Are we sure? Nobody else is there? Nothing else can happen? Um Before we get to the time, I want to know, tell me about this Page of Swords. Yeah. Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands does seem like there it is. There it is. Mm. Mm. It's a limited time offer. Um, this isn't like an open-ended. Uh, it feels. This is timing. Knight of Wands. It feels like maybe somebody's schedule only has a certain time window. I am going to go as far as to say Spirit has a time limit, but so does the Emperor. Because the other card that flipped was the Judgment card, and it's almost as if it's like this quick, fast, hurry, I need a decision, like this needs to occur quickly. Um, like I can help with X, Y, and Z, but I only have time enough to do it during these things. And it's so that's why I kept feeling like, what's the catch? Because there's something with the information that you get that you're like, and I feel like it's a very quick turnaround time. Can I say it feels like it needs to be this for everybody involved, actually? And you may not see how this pertains to you. Like for you, I think you have your own time frames, and Spirit has their time frames, and Emperor Dude has their time frames. So when you look, it's like three people getting together and seeing where their schedules match, and it's kind of like, well, that narrows it down. You know what I mean? Like when you're trying to get together with like get everybody on the same page, and it's like everybody's got their own thing, and so the window of opportunity is here. That's the you need to say yes, because it's the situation where it's like you may have till August. Spirit says this can get done. This needs to be done by September. Emperor's like, I only got till July. So the window where it needs to happen, where everybody's available, it went shorter. It has that energy. We have the King of Cups came out in reverse. Now, sometimes the King of Cups is a lot hidden. Not a lot of people have access. In reverse, there's a little bit of like what you won't take, somebody else will. But again, in the upright, he's very discerning about who he assists and helps, and um, mm, it's a quick turnaround on this. Why is my heart all of a sudden went into beat fast? This may be a home situation. Four of Wands. Home, living situation. This may be establishing something. Magician with the Four of Wands. My heart's doing it again. It's a bit of a nervous energy. They're also showing me like the Emperor, like wanting to help, but if you reject them too much and act too like so independent, there's a bit of like a turn off to that. Like, um, you do that for too long, or you behave like that, or act like it's taken as a slight a little bit of you must like why won't you let me help, then you must not want me around, like okay fine then, like like they won't stay where they feel like they're not wanted. There's that as well. Hence why this might, because he's an emotionally intelligent individual, but in reverse, the King of Cups, again, I'm not keeping it reversed, but there's a hint of like emotionally that would do something like they would take it as a slight, like a rejection. Like you don't really want them to be a part of the situation or a part of your life. They're okay with being alone. Here's the Hermit. Like I'm not gonna keep offering to do something for you, and you just keep saying like, okay, fine, whatever. Like okay, let's move on from that. What is? It's like I'm not gonna beg you because the Devil card is kind of the thing is like, well, if you like, if you want to stay stuck, you can stay stuck. Like what I mean? Like it's one of those things where it's like, do what you want. What kind of help are they offering? Because there is something with, again, it brings in, it definitely helps with bringing in stability. But I got a hint of like a home situation or home life. So I want to know about that. Storm and Tarot. What are they offering? What kind of help are they offering? Whatever it does is it makes everything a lot easier. Forces of nature favor you. And again, third card that has tried to go to that flame. Fire is a quick energy. We are talking about time is everything. There's something there. Five of Cups came out reversed again. Again, it's like they're not going to beg you. Like, all right, then. If you just want shit to stay that way, then I this heart thing keeps happening, and it's like I fear that somebody doesn't want to appear weak, the person receiving the help, because where you're receiving it from hits a very vulnerable, tender spot. There's something about that. I knew there was something about. I was like, why? Who's giving? You know what I mean? Like, what is going on? It makes you feel vulnerable. And I get this because there, again, like, it's like, what is it about not wanting? This is getting very specific. This energy is, I don't want a man, and this is the way it's coming across, words verbatim. I don't want a man to think he can save me. You don't want to be saved by a man. So somebody has some very, but yet all at the same time, I can feel like the desire to be vulnerable, the desire for this to happen. And it's almost as if like this offer of help coming in pulls from the recesses something from the shadows to work through in real time. I just I don't want a man to help me. And remember, like I said, it's one thing if somebody's your husband and your partners and things like that, but like to feel like it feels like Captain Save a Ho. Like, are they gonna get a big ego because they were able to? The poor widow woman couldn't do it herself. Like, there's this, and I think current current circumstances in society is contributing to that. I really, really do. I think that there's, um, again, this very, it feels like a very staunch, like, I'm a sovereign person, I am independent. I don't want to have to rely on a man, especially given, you know what I mean? But can I also remind you that it is not your fault, um, that society is stacked against you right now? I mean, maybe if you voted for this and wanted this, but I don't think you're the one I'm reading for because you'd be all happy about this. There wouldn't be any resistance. I'm reading for individuals who feel as if they're being forced to be dependent or seek help or rely on masculine people or men in general. And that is a core, something in their core that feels like they wanna fight against, and it's like humble pie to accept, and that has nothing to do with the person offering the help, their intentions. It doesn't mean that they think, see, or view this situation the way you are worried it is. It's probably just you. And I honor that because as women, um, we want to feel competent, capable individuals. We want to be respected. But I have to gently remind you the environment that we are dealing with right now. And this is not just in the United States, this is something spreading like wildfire across the globe in a lot of areas. I can't say the term, starts with an F. Um, and you are being pigeonholed in a lot of situations and circumstances to have to rely on. dare I say, men, masculine presence, the good guy, when you feel like, is there such a thing? If we are facing this today the way that we are, is there such a thing? You may have been raised to never have to need a man. Because you can look at this two ways. Five of Cups is things not going the way you wanted them to, and crying over spilled milk. You can get wrapped up in feeling like things are just stacked against you, and I'm not saying they're not. Being wrapped up. You can look at this. This situation is going to be one of two things: being so wrapped up in how something is unfolding that you miss the opportunity, and that's the Cups. That is the mulling it over and him and Han and being emotionally caught up in yourself because of how something's happening, and or you can turn around and see the two fucking Cups that get you out of Dodge. It gets you past this barrier. This goddamn gate, this motherfucking barrier is society and how it's been set up. It's as if you are set up for failure in this situation. These are barriers that you and you alone cannot fucking bust through, because by design, it feels, and this may be what it pulls up from the recesses. It's like this very well could be ancestral trauma, not just your own, where for centuries, eons, we've been fighting again to be freed from this. But women used to marry as a means for protecting themselves, garnering some kind of freedom. They couldn't just go off and accomplish things on their own. There's many women that had to do things under the pseudonym of their husbands. Men, for a long period of time, were the key to the gate. And I am not saying that you're having to marry this person, you're having to do anything, but it feels the fucking same to whoever this is. And anybody else looking outside be like, "Oh my God, what are you talking about? That's not even what's happening here." But you feel like your only entrance into the life that you want, or your only way to access this goal, is through a man. And that bothers you. That bothers you. And you can focus on that. Like it's get it's like I have like I'll do anything except for this, okay, spirit, like I'll do anything except for this, just any other way and I'll do it, and it's like the one way. And it's either you can either cry, you can either stay stuck at the three cups that are spilled, or you can turn around and see your way out of something. You can see it for what it is, as a door opening. Which is it going to be? This is a deep feminine wound. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And I don't think I don't think you're the only source of it. I think this is like the story that we all carry from our lineage, from our experiences, from the collective experience, right? Um, it's more than just you. It's more than just you. It's like the ache of echoes. Three of Swords. Three of Swords. Don't add meaning to this. Don't add meaning that's not there. Don't add meaning that's not there. Like, I have to access something, and the only way to access it through a man, it must mean X, Y, and Z. Heavy on it has nothing to do with you. And everything to do with things beyond you, circumstances, situations, context, um, that you and you alone don't have control over or power over. It is on you as to whether you take it or not, though. That means something. Because with this Three of Swords, we have the Strength card. Don't let it color or give meaning to your story or your purpose or your worth. I feel like somebody's having to work. And the only reason I'm talking about this because this could be the most minuscule thing, but for whatever reason, it brings up this wound, and it's monumental. Like I want to cry. It's kind of like that old adage where it's like, it's not the message, it's not the messenger, it's the message. And sometimes, um, you receive a message from somebody you can't stand, and so you want to ignore it, but it still has value and it's still meant for you. And it's kind of like that scenario. It's it's dare I say, it's like I just gotta say it. I don't like saying it because I don't like framing it like this, but it's your pride. It's your pride. Taming that part of you that wants to fight this, scream about the injustice. And here's the thing, you can do that. And also, and I'm not saying to scream and yell at the emperor. I'm saying fight against the injustice that's currently happening in our world, creating this kind of dynamic where this is, you know what I mean? But it does feel as if it's like because of circumstances, um, the cards are stacked against you. And if we could move back to earlier in the reading, it was the Three of Swords with the Three of Cups. And I was like, oh, something about this move brings in abundance. And I think that's even a greater trigger is that somehow The key to your abundance is through a man, and you're like, "Fuck that. Oh my god." Ooh. And the only person you're depriving is yourself. And in fact, dare I say, you're harming yourself. Sometimes I'm a staunch supporter of conviction, but you will also hear me that there's no honor in martyrdom. You don't achieve what you want to achieve by sacrificing yourself. And when everything surrounding this appears very beautiful and you allow that deep seated wound, feminine wound, and pride get in the way of receiving something very beautiful because it shouldn't have to happen like this, or this shouldn't be tied to that. You're not doing any favors to the cause, and you're not going to make a change. The only thing you're going to do is sacrifice yourself and your happiness. Doesn't make it right. I don't know what circumstance you're in or how this person helps you or why specifically in this situation having a man be the one to kind of help you feel so wrong and like you want to fight against it and it's like it gives that like it's I just want to be all I see is this like man from Texas like hey little lady like that's what it feels like to you but it's not. It doesn't feel that way from the outside and it certainly isn't that perspective from spirit's side. There's an understanding. But be very clear. The only v you're not making a difference in the greater cause by playing martyr. And sometimes we will choose the suffering for the sake of our convictions, but I get the impression that they're like, "You have more than one conviction, though." You have a conviction of community and helping one another and supporting one another. You have the conviction of that men should be as equal of a participant in the elimination of patriarchy or oppression of women or other groups. You know what I'm saying? Like you have these other convictions that you are just throwing away and acting like they don't exist that challenge this one conviction that you have of doing it alone and proving to yourself and proving to the world and showing everybody that women are capable. Like, there's just this thing where it's like, or even true love. You believe in true love. You believe that they're good people. You firmly like that give wholeheartedly because it's from their heart. But yet you are stuck on this one. And the only reason you're stuck on that one conviction over the others is because there's a wound anchoring it. It's like being true to one thing while being a hypocrite with the others all at the same time. Just a little perspective. The thing that stands between the Three of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles, because the Ten of Pentacles right here is emotional bliss, material bliss, connections, longevity, promising future, optimism, community. The only thing standing between the Three of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles is the Strength card. And in it, the true strength is to tame the aspect of you would want to rear its ugly head and sacrifice the future that you deserve. This is the ego. This is pride. This is having to swallow it. This is having to move through it and not let it dictate your path. Is it going to overtake you, or are you going to tame it? That is the question. Because whatever this is, when you receive the help, 8 of Wands, 9 of Cups, it brings a wish exponentially fast. And maybe one that you have worked towards or wanted and desired for a long time. And it might piss you off how quickly you get this. Knowing everything you've put in. Everything that you've put in. And somehow, I want to cry. Snap of a finger. Through a man, you get it. You deserved it before. And you still deserve it now. And it's still deserved, even no matter the method that it fucking comes in. But something you're going to have to fucking move through. You're going to have to work through it. It's going to bring up a wound that feels generational. Definitely something that you don't want to pass on to future generations. You can stand by your conviction. The question is at what cost? And here's the thing. This is a limited opportunity. It could be years before something like this happens again. Do you think that someone with a heart of gold in the position this emperor is in, who really sees the value in you, is just going to come by every day? How long have you been working on this? And this motherfucker just now shows up? How long have you wanted, desired, or all the things that you've moved through and you've done? And could someone like this show up again at a later point? Sure. What damage will you incur in the meantime before that person shows up? Are you going to be willing to receive then? How long is that going to take? At what cost? Something needs to happen, and it needs to happen fast. And you have a fucking reason. I don't know what it is, have a reason why you have your own time frame. Something tells me there's a consequence waiting for you around the corner if something takes any longer than such and such time frame. Is what you face worth this martyrdom? Sorry. Hey, Chrissy. This is just a general read today. So, 8 of Wands. Spirit can make this happen within a time frame that is good for everybody. Within your time frame, within their time frame, within the time frame of whoever this emperor. It can happen fast, exponentially fast. This is the 8 of Wands. You just need to change your perspective on this, Hanged Man. Anything else you want to share, Spirit? Three of Wands. You've been waiting and it's incoming. Are you going to get on that ship? You've been waiting and it's incoming. I just heard Mrs. Doubtfire. Help is on the way, dear. I do want to ask a quick question about this because the news is from afar and it's a long journey. And I get that I just said, hey, you've been working towards this, you've been wanting this, desiring this, trying to move towards. I don't have autofocus on. I don't know why it did that. Um, but it feels like something's at a distance. And I want to check in on that from afar. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? We got the long journey and from afar. High Priestess. Page of Swords. Your intuition or spirit may have communicated with you about this already. May have given you hints towards this. Care to share with the class, Spirit? King of Swords. Hold on. Hold on. There's something at a distance. There's something at a distance. Now they're giving me FKA Twigs. She has a song called 2 Weeks. Nine of Swords with the Queen of Cups. We had the King of Swords coming out, and why does he feel like a man, like somebody with a plan, who has strategy, who it's like pre-worked something out. There's something very intellectual about this. A man with a plan. That's the other thing. High Priestess, Page of Swords. You may not have very much control or say in something, meaning somebody's already worked some things out because they have a plan in place of how to make something work. And so it's kind of like you have to conform to that. Like you weren't a part of the planning process, but can I say the Page of Swords is like the information, the plan. This is spirits. High Priestess is kind of like, this was a part of spirit's plan all along. Like it's not just their plan. You're literally left to having faith. It's like being guided by faith, intuition, your heart. Like they've thought through this. It's unfolding. It will unfold. You have to trust. You're gonna have to trust. You're gonna have to trust whoever this man is, and you're gonna have to trust spirit. Um, when I tell you that, like that wound of, but I'm a capable person. There's just something there where it's like, I don't know. I want to be like, why couldn't I have been involved in how this was gonna? It makes you feel, even though you know you're not. Like you couldn't do it on your own. I don't know. Nine of Swords with the Queen of Cups. You have a lot of thoughts about this. You're in a very vulnerable state. This particular Queen of Cups, she's pregnant. Oh, nope, wrong one. There was another one. The other Queen of Cups, she's pregnant. Well, you can't really see any body parts, so I'm still going to show because her legs are wide. This Queen of Cups. Where is my nose? Like, it's really when your nose starts to itch. Um, I think that's why the legs are spread open because it's like it's a you're very vulnerable, very open. There's something about this that you're not in control. You just have to have faith and trust. And that has you in your head, but simultaneously, you know what this means to the future of things. And so you're in your heart, you feel very vulnerable right now, having to go along with their plan. Mm. It's like somebody who goes and cries in secret. Five of Pentacles or the Ace of Pentacles. They're literally just gonna keep saying this or this, this or this or this. These are your options. These are your options. This or this. The Ace of Pentacles is the same thing that the High Priestess has. There's a plan here. This is taking you to the right trajectory. It's taking you where you need to go. It brings the plan into reality. It's like whatever he has planned or whatever he can do helps bring spirit's plan into fruition, into the reality. And it's kind of like whatever this Emperor, King of Swords has planned as far as acting on your behalf or whatever they can do to help, just know that it's almost like spirit's like, I've got a hand in it too. This is this person has been informed. There's nothing that spirit can say in these cards that's going to make dealing with that, like I keep feeling like I'm on the verge of crying, and I'm like, okay, get it together, because I don't want to. Like it's like stuck in my throat too. Like and I'm just like, oh, I don't know how to. th- It's like talking to one of my kids. where I can't do it for them. I can't tell them how to feel. Um, I can't carry the weight for them. This is something they have to move through themselves. We can talk about it, we can process it. I can help them to see it from a greater perspective, but ultimately, it's their choice. And I want you to remember that means the power is solely in your hands because you have to choose it. Okay. And only you can choose it. So you are not powerless. You are the only one with the power to change your future, to change your present. You have to have the strength to accept this. Power is completely in your hands. Alrighty. So there's that. That's that message. Lord of mercy. I hope that it finds whoever it is meant for. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We are looking at it's 11:33 here on the clock. Remember 3-3, 11:33. So I hope this message finds whoever it's meant for. I hope everybody has a great day. I'm gonna hop off, and hopefully YouTube gets its ish together. You know what I mean? So that we can start uploading things again. I will keep at it. I'll keep trying, and if I can't get it to work, and you see a bunch of videos that don't have sound, that's on YouTube's end, not my end. We've checked absolutely everything, even the codecs, and everything is fine for the sound. It is YouTube's processors that are having issues. So hopefully I will get those up for you. And if not, I'll come back on live again. Okay. All right. I hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see you at the next read.